When the old man finds Kaguya in the bamboo forest, at that time, Kaguya was a princess who was extremely small. But as the old man takes her home and shows her to his wife, the princess turns into a baby. When the old woman is crossing the bridge with the baby in her arms, she notices the baby needs to be breastfed. The bridge comes out many times. So, I'm sure Takahata implemented a folkloristic meaning behind crossing the bridge. But I don't have time to go in depth about it. If I do, I'll run out of time. So let's move on. When the old lady tries to cross the bridge, her breasts become larger so that she can breastfeed the baby. It seems though the old couple have never had any child. Well, at least that's the impression I get from the movie. It means the old lady is a barren woman who cannot give birth. But she suddenly obtains the ability to breastfeed, which is quite typical among folktales and myths. It's a lot more subtle than other incidents, but the fact that the old lady can breastfeed, you see here, she's breastfeeding Kaguya. This is the third miracle that happens in the movie. The first miracle is that Kaguya is born inside a bamboo tree. Second is that she suddenly grows inside the old man's hands. Then she suddenly grows again as she's breastfed. The old lady says, I think she's suddenly becoming heavier. We miss out what this scene is indicating because Kaguya grows as she is breastfed, which seems natural. But the combination of the breastfeeding and the growth actually misleads us. There is a consistent rule behind the growth of Lil Bamboo, which is Kaguya's childhood name. Lil Bamboo suddenly grows only in scenes where sex is suggested. For example, Lil Bamboo suddenly grows again right after this. It's when she's chasing a frog. This is when she can't even crawl. Lil Bamboo sees a frog hopping and joyfully approaches it. Then the frog seems to get on top of another frog. The instruction on the storyboard says Lil Bamboo suddenly speeds up to chase the frog. One frog being on top of another means courtship behavior. It's called amplexus, which is different from copulation. There's no intercourse. During amplexus, the male frog goes on top of the female frog, then strongly grasps the back of the female frog. That's how the female frog lays unfertilized eggs. Then the male frog fertilizes the released eggs. That's how they reproduce. If you think about it, there's no reason it needs to be drawn if it's a scene where the baby finds a frog and becomes happy. But the instruction on the storyboard specifically says amplexus. Lil Bamboo finds it, suddenly starts crawling. After that, she even stands up and starts walking. Lil Bamboo crawls to catch the male frog, then gives it to the old man. The old man doesn't understand what's going on, so he just says, "What a good girl," then says, "You suddenly look bigger." After this scene, the village kids who have been watching all that from the garden say, "Did she suddenly get bigger?" "She did, weird girl. She's like a little bamboo." Lil Bamboo, Lil Bamboo. They make fun of her. As the kids chant, Lil Bamboo grows even bigger.